Daniel Bryan may be retiring as a full-time wrestler this year. That's it. That's the line. Why? Here's why. There you go, the shortest intro ever, which I know some people will appreciate. I see every single thing. But yes, recently Daniel Bryan appeared on the Brie Bella and Nikki Bella podcast. Also, I think called like the Bella podcast, which makes sense because it is their official podcast, and obviously Brie Bella is his wife, and he had these words to say. WWE has been great. They're going to give me 6 weeks of maternity leave, which so places in the United States do. So I'll get to be home that first 6 weeks, but after that, it's not long until my contract is up. We've been talking about what I do from there, but to me, in my mind, it's almost, I think, I'm just done being a full-time wrestler. Do you know what I mean? My word, the time has arrived, but really, when you do remember everything that Daniel Bryan has done, you can't blame him, because I'm not sure how familiar you are with his work before he got to WWE, and it's even the same in World Wrestling Entertainment, but try and find another wrestler that throws themselves into matches as much as he does. And if you'd like an example of this, just go find Daniel Bryan versus Nigel McGuinness. Choose any fight, any scrap that you want. Those two, I think, were literally trying to take each other's heads off. Nobody had clued them up. Oh, by the way, wrestling's not real. They're like, I don't give a crap. Let's just go to battle. This shift seems to have come too after he did become a parent. Obviously, as I'm sure you've worked out, he has another child on the way. Because really, nobody is more passionate about the art of wrestling than Daniel Bryan, and I mean that from the bottom of my gut. Like, he just sees it in a special way, right down to the point. He doesn't care about where he wrestles. He doesn't care about the promotion. He doesn't care about the company. He doesn't care about how many fans are in the arena. He just wants to have matches with new and different people all the time and see what kind of thing he can pluck out of his brain. It's why when there was a hint that WWE may not let him return to the ring after all his concussion problems, Daniel Bryan was like, all right, that's fine. I'll run my contract down and I will go somewhere else. I don't care if there's one person going boo, boo, because they're on Reddit and stuff. I don't even care if it's only that one guy. As long as somebody puts me in the squared circle, I'm gonna be having a good time. It's pretty damn inspirational, but on this same podcast, when they were talking about all of this, Brie said, you know what, I just think Daniel's more passionate about being a dad now. And Bryan responded, and that's the thing, I love being a dad. I will always love wrestling, I will always love wrestling, and I will always want to do wrestling. But when I say always want to do wrestling, maybe now that means once a month or once every couple of months. Brock Lesnar. They even talked about how at the moment the nanny travels with them, but that may not be viable and that may not work when they do have child number 2, which is why they're like, maybe we need to shift up our schedules and our calendars when that does go down. And really, why the hell not? As much as we get mad about people like Brock Lesnar or any kind of wrestler that has that kind of a deal, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to level with you. I do get a tad bit more excited when I know the Beast is going to be on Raw or SmackDown or a pay-per-view or whatever. The only problem with Brock is that he's the champion, so he kind of takes the belt hostage. But if you take that away, he does come across as a star, and you really do get this whole absence makes the heart grow fonder thing going down. But I'm such a fan of Daniel Bryan that if he did go super part-time, every time I saw a social media post or every time Michael Cole told me, hey, Daniel Bryan's going to be on the show next week, I would make it a priority to tune in and see what he's going to do, because I just have so much respect for him. I'd also want to know who the hell he was going to be fighting, because Daniel Bryan don't give two hoots. He'd probably ring up Vince McMahon and go, Vince, I know you want me to take on Randy Orton for the World Championship, but I'd rather be on the pre-show taking on Tozawa. I think we could do something really good, which is why recently, who has he been fighting? He's been taking on Heath Slater. Now he's in a program with Drew Gulak, although I think they're going to become buddies. Nobody else would do that, and it's doubly awesome that he's decided to pull the trigger on this when he may be about to end his full-time endeavor. That means he's using being there day to day to try and help Heath Slater and try and hate Drew Gulak. Daniel Bryan's the best person ever. But if he does feel like that now, then he's definitely going to feel the same way when he's kind of in the twilight of his career. Probably go, hey, I want to be at WrestleMania 37, but I want to take on EC3. Any other promotion, that would be a big deal. But we all know how WWE feels about EC3. Or we don't, it's confusing, but it happens. And although I just mentioned Mania, who's to say that Daniel Bryan even stays in WWE? He had nothing but nice words to say about the company, but my word, let's be honest, Who the hell wouldn't try and sign Daniel Bryan as soon as you knew he was a free agent? WWE would be there, AEW would be there, CMLL would be there, Ring of Honor would be there, New Japan would be there, and somehow, I don't know how he's done this, he fits in to every single one of those promotions. And he really does. Just think about it for a second. There'll be one guy now that goes, well, he's not that big. Irrelevant. Irrelevant in 2020. He can talk, he can work, he can have good programs, whatever you put him against. He would be an asset, and he'd be an asset from day one. He would get people tuning over, unless of course he stays in WWE. If you were somewhat of a casual fan, I bet if you heard, oh, Daniel Bryan's going to be on Dynamite, you pick up that control and go, click, I'm watching this ship. More than this though, the man finally deserves a break given how he has approached, like I say, every single wrestling match. It's why when he lands on his head these days, I become like a worried dad. I'm like, Daniel, what are you doing? Do you not remember what happened before? I really don't want to get back to that. But he does. He treats every single thing he's doing as if it's the biggest match of his life, and that translates through the television as well. Don't forget that, because he's so emotionally invested. I get so emotionally invested. Nobody else would be able to jump from face to heel to face as he does and still have that love connection with the crowd. Don't forget, it wasn't that long ago he was all like, oh, the environment's great and humans suck and everybody in this building sucks. Then he's just like, oh, didn't mean it. Well, I do because I'm an environmentalist, but also, hey, come support me. And we went, yeah, why the hell, why not? The man is precious like a peach. Let's just keep it that way. But there you go. 2020 may very be the year where WrestleMania takes place behind closed doors, Drew McIntyre beats Brock Lesnar for the WWE title, AJ Styles fights The Undertaker again. Go back 10 years, that was never going to happen. But also when Daniel Bryan finally says fare thee well to a full-time schedule. That'll be alright because he can turn up at WrestleMania, of course. He can be at SummerSlam. He can skip Survivor Series because nobody cares that about anymore. And he can do something at the Royal Rumble. Unfortunately, whatever that thing would be would not be winning the Royal Rumble because WWE has been against that since 1210, the year 1210. You know, weirder things have happened. But I shall follow Daniel Bryan wherever he decides to go. Even if he just says, hey, I'm going to become a chef, I will go to DB's restaurant. And let's not overlook the most important thing here. If you do go and listen to that podcast, this is me listening, he just comes across as if he's happy. Sometimes wrestlers don't sound as if they are very happy, so it's very pleasant and very nice to hear one who just sounds so content with life. Those kind of things shouldn't just be ignored, they should be celebrated. So here I am taking the goo out of my stomach and throwing it into the camera and hoping that goo I took out was my happy goo and it makes Daniel Bryan happier. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just giving you all the information and now I'm stalling for time. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about this. What do you think about Daniel Bryan? Would you be upset if he's not a full-time wrestler anymore? Would you actually prefer it if he was a part-time wrestler, or do you simply not care because you were that guy on Reddit? Like the video, share the video, subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, and make sure you go to whatculture.com and read yourself some articles, a lot of which are about wrestling, obviously. Then follow What Culture on Twitter at WhatCultureWW, where you can start a debate with all the wrestling news, and watch more videos here on What Culture Wrestling's YouTube channel. We've got reviews, we've got features, we've got news, we've got quizzes, we've got everything you need to fill up your time when you're forced to sit at home doing nothing else. My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you very much for watching the Why series, the series where we ask why and get to the end of the video and realize maybe we didn't actually answer the question we were intending to, but I've given it to you now. Daniel Bryan may be retiring as a full-time wrestler in 2020. Who knows where he's going to up? Because I'm selfish, I want to see him in AEW just for that crowd reaction, because they would lose their minds. And also, I'd like to see these kind of weird matches, like Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan in an AEW ring just fascinates me, because they kind of have the same ideology when it comes to wrestling. They're both very creative, they both see it as art, and they both hit each other as hard as they could. In fact, now I've said it, that's the one match I want to see more than anything. Number 2 would be Will Ospreay versus Daniel Bryan, because I wouldn't be able to believe it was happening. And number 3 would be Orange Cassidy versus Daniel Bryan. That's right, it's just 3 completely different bouts that would blow my mind, and I enjoy it when my mind gets blown. Thank you for watching. Regret saying that last line, that sounded far more grotesque than I meant it to, but we've done it now. I'll see you when I see you.
Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and if you're a fan of what you've just seen, then make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts for daily wrestling podcasts, where we not only review Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, we also discuss the events before and after of pay-per-views. We have roundtable discussions discussing burning wrestling issues, interviews, and a roundup of the week, complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on wrestle culture. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture, and I'll see you soon.